Dr. Chad Hoff with Dr. Steve Hoffman with this week's Mastery Moments. Today we're going to discuss something that's been an interesting thread that's been around on Facebook, and it has to do, the underlying implication is people not understanding their self-worth. Now, Steve, a chiropractor who doesn't have self-worth and they're trying to serve people, that creates a problem, doesn't it?
Man, huge problem. I don't know if we can even come close to giving this adequate service in just a few minutes, but I'm game.
Yeah, it's impossible. But I think merely bringing this up today gives us a springboard for chiropractors to realize this is an issue in our profession. In fact, it's one of the reasons why chiropractors like to stray, and they're looking for answers. They're looking for a reason. And that's so unfortunate because in this profession, there are reasons. And you know what? They're solid. They're rock solid. Mm-hmm. And it's so comforting to be able to reside on those principles, to have that foundation. And when you don't have self-worth and you don't believe in what you're doing, you're kind of left hang out to dry.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, I think there's a perhaps even more preliminary question, because chiropractors do stuff, and one of the things we talk about in MC2 is what's the most I can do for somebody as opposed to what's the most I can do to somebody. And, I just had a conversation this morning with a young doc, and, his perception was that he was worth different in the practice than he's worth outside the practice. And this all came about with an opportunity that's presented to him. And how could he possibly take advantage of this opportunity, and what would he have to give up in order to accept this opportunity? And what I had him do is try to figure out, well, during your top production time in the office, what's your time worth? And then had to have him embrace the idea that that's what his time is worth all the time.
Yeah.
And, but I'm not doing anything. I'm not seeing people. I'm not working. And here's the issue, Chad. If your time isn't worth it to you, how can it possibly be worth it to them? That's fraud.
It is.
If I think my time is worth $500 or $600 or $1,000 or more an hour working with clients, then how can I think my time is worth less than that just hanging out with me? So I think it gives us all pause to really stop and think, what is my time worth to me, so that I can optimize or maximize what my time is worth to others, rather than the other way around.
Exactly. And on top of that, not in addition, but just to add to that just a bit, and that is, there are successful chiropractors, as far as business may be concerned, who don't have self-worth.
That's right. They have good business.
They have good business. Yeah. And that's a pretty lonely way to live.
Well, we see this in the profession a lot. And I don't know whether I would tag it as self-worth. I would tag it more along the lines of something we've talked about before, which is the game called more. These people find themselves on this rat wheel where they're constantly chasing a goal that they can never achieve, and in the process wind up sacrificing themselves and the people that they love the most. And that's where true loneliness lives. Loneliness lives, in my mind, when I put myself at the service of strangers and sacrifice the people who are most important to me.
Right, right. Well, this week, for those of you who are watching this particular broadcast and you feel this conviction inside you, I sound like a televangelist, don't I?
I love it when you do that. I love it when you do that.
Can I get an amen?
Hey, can I get an amen?
But if you feel that conviction inside, and look, if you just want to talk to somebody about it, contact Steve, contact myself. We'll listen. We'll figure out what's going on. And if you want some help in that direction, we'll point you in the right way. And if you don't feel comfortable on a one-on-one setting and you want to do something in a small group setting, come to the Simplicity program. There's two options that are amazingly available to you right now in abundance, and that is the Simplicity program and coaching. The way Coach Steve and I coach, way different than most people. If you want something that's tailored for who you are and what you do, contact us. Contact Steve. Dr. Steve at drstevehoffman.com. Chad at drchadhuck.com. If you want information on Simplicity, email info at practicesimplicity.org. We'll get back to you. Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate all the views we get and for sharing this with other people.
Thank you, Chad. I appreciate all you do. And for our listeners and viewers out there, listen, you've got to be worth it to you before you can be worth it to someone else.
All right. Amen.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Talk soon. Bye-bye.